August Fenwick, one of the city's wealthiest men, hides a secret life of adventure as his city's mysterious champion. Together with his trusty driver, Kit Baxter, who joins him in his quest as the Flying Squirrel, he fights an endless battle that all those who serve evil shall fear. The Night of the Red Panda. Rhyme Spree, Part 2.
James Caldwell was Tuesday. That was nearly $250,000. Since then, there's been a jeweler on College Street and the currency exchange downtown, maybe more we don't know about. Every single one of them had a poem arrive. One they thought was from a secret object of desire, as they say.
Do they?
They do. In my column, I'm very quotable.
How do people keep falling for this? The robberies have been well publicized.
I do what I can. Me and every other news hawk in town. But the heart wants what it wants. And what it wants most of all is a reason to go on hoping.
Forget it, Petey. You'd have better luck explaining it to the hat rack.
Behave yourself.
Yes, boss.
It's this constant parade of the poet's verse the Chronicle keeps printing. Half the city is in a frenzy of romantic yearning.
Only half?
Well, you're not wrong about that. The Chronicle is selling like hotcakes, and the city is crazy for love poems all of a sudden. And the library can only cope with the demand because these anonymous shipments of books keep coming. That's probably the poet too, but we have no proof.
Dozens of poems, all without a single clue where he'll strike next. It isn't like him.
And what about the people that he's tricked? What a cruel joke. They must be humiliated.
Some of them didn't make out so bad. Remember Pearl Hubbard, the bank teller? She thought her poem was from Clifton Lucas, the accounts manager, who never knew that she loved him until the robbery. Turns out he had a secret crush of his own. They were married yesterday. Was it something I said?
Boss? Mr. Poet, sir, you busy?
Imbecile! Never intrude upon the muse.
I'm on the what now?
The muse, you fool! Never interrupt me when I am writing.
Sorry, boss, but these days, you're always writing.
Oh, 'tis truth you speak. I am inspiration's ragdoll these days, Byron, and I am powerless to resist. What is it you want?
Sir?
You risked life and limb with your intrusion, dunderhead. I assume you wanted something.
Oh, yes, sir. Shelley and me, we've been talking.
Shelley and I.
No, sir. This was him and me. It's about all these books, Mr. Poet, sir. They're really starting to pile up downstairs.
Then it is time for another blessing from a certain mysterious benefactor, is it not, Byron?
No, sir. That's just it. Shelley and me are up to our armpits in poetry books. They're coming in faster than we can ship them out. The library don't even know what to do with them no more, and the delivery companies are spooked by all the press. They don't want the job. Delivery men, booksellers, they're all looking out for us now. We keep this up, we're gonna get pinched. This is a sweet job, but you've been spending all your dough on books, and we can't figure why. What's the angle?
Fool! Have you not been paid well? Go then. If your cowardice overwhelms us, I need you not. Begone.
Well, you're right, of course, Red Panda. Although it is unmistakably the work of the poet, it is very different from his earlier work.
I was hoping you could tell us why, Professor.
I couldn't begin to guess. As a writer, the poet has always been a master craftsman. His work is technically perfect. The Moretti sonnets alone.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you solved that case, didn't you? But while you look at his work as clues, I see poetry, written by a master whose detachment and devotion to form that often leaves the reader cold.
And now his work is sloppy and sentimental.
It ignites the hearts of the common man, burns with a passion that is almost universal.
Yeah, almost.
Yes, but why? And how in all of this are we to see where he will strike next? What could change a brilliant, calculating madman this much?
Holy cats! Boss! It was staring us right in the face!
I tell you, deliveries are at the back. Move this vehicle at once!
Why, whatever for, man?
Do you want me to call a cop?
Miserable, joyless, petty tyrant. Would that time were convenient for my fury. It would rue the day he tangled with the pirate of the pen. Curiously serene. Perhaps this is most opportune. Excuse me, Miss Foster. I have a delivery for you.
Oh dear. More books?
Yes, miss, and quite a few more in the truck, I'm afraid.
Just a moment. I'll be right with you.
Ye gods. You aren't crying, are you?
Oh, it's nothing. Just this beautiful poem in the newspaper.
Is it?
I wish that I could meet the writer. I'd like to give him a great, big sock in the jaw.
You can't be here. You'll spoil everything.
It's too late for that, poet.
No! Curse the pair of you.
We gave you too much credit. I assumed you were manipulating the emotional state of the city in support of some master scheme. But the flying squirrel realized this time crime was not your inspiration. The poetry books weren't a distraction. They were a love token.
Love? You mean those poems in the paper were meant for me? That's very flattering. Though, to be honest, the meter is a little rushed, and some of the rhymes were awkward. I prefer Keats myself.
The only one who is immune to his villainous verse.
Almost the only one.
I know. She's perfect.